you smell that? It smells like there's a warranty. Let's go ahead and get that out of these. I never like to have that laying around. These Audio-Technica ATH-M50Xs are interesting to me because they sound really good and they feel really cheap. So I want to see what direction the internal anatomy takes. Are these just really good drivers, or is it... Oh, look at that. The new winner of the cheapest thing I've seen with angled drivers. Okay, this deserves some thought here. Because in my review, I mentioned that these things seem like they're unusually susceptible to being seated wrong. I figured it's because these cushions are pretty thin and they don't have like a great seal. I wonder if it's maybe partially caused by the angle driver, or if the angled driver is necessary to make it ever seem like it seats correctly. I do not have an answer. However, cheapest thing I have seen so far with angled drivers. Good job, Audio-Technica. Let's see, some kind of Phillips screws. Yeah, that one will work. Let's see what we've got inside here. I'm curious if this grill over the driver is going to be a separate piece, since it's a different grade of plastic, it looks like, at least a different finish. Come on, buddy. See, I can feel it wanting to separate, so that should do it. All right. Okay. All right, so the first thing I saw was this thing here. I was like, what is that a heating element? No, it's not a heating element. It is the spring for the hinge. That makes more sense, because I can see the pin for the hinge there, and it presses against that. That is a really elegant design. And okay, so there's a PC board with all the connections on it. You can see it's just straight through traces to the connections in the back of the driver there. And yeah, it doesn't have any sort of weird dual chamber or porting or anything like that. Well, let's see if I can break this. This is definitely not supposed to be taken apart. I mean, none of this is supposed to be taken apart, I'm sure, but especially this. Like, if you're going to choose something to take apart, probably not this part. But I've already gotten the review out of it. If it breaks now, I'll be just like pretty sad. Okay, so that comes off. It's just like a little foam pad. Okay. Okay, actually this might be acting as like a weird split chamber for resonance. Because I don't know why else there would be just a little foam pad clamping over those. Oh, hang on, does it have like a little... Oh, that's cute. It's got like a little pin that it kind of lines up against there. Maybe you are supposed to take this apart for some reason. Does that come out by any chance? It does. Wonderful. So yeah, that is a separate piece. Can I go any further? Not really. I tell you though, this is heavy. This is definitely a nice driver. They definitely spent most of the money of the unit here, which makes sense. Can I see through it? Kind of. It's opaque enough. I kind of think there is another layer of foam in there before you see the diaphragm. Pretty sure. Wow. Well, that's pretty cool. I really cannot convey just like how much of the weight is in this. Like, it weighs more than this whole surround here. Let's see, we want that straight edge to line up there. Is it going to move around? Doesn't seem like it. So let's see, this goes here. Make sure that lines up. That looks about right. Okay, so that may be what this is for, to secure the driver, because that did not feel like it had like glue or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go back to. This is just a really solid driver with like an old-fashioned single chamber behind it. What I mean by single chamber is, of course, that like the Bayer Dynamic DT770s and the Austrian Audio stuff all has like separations with like semi-permeable layers between them, and it's clearly like specifically sized volumes that do things to specific frequencies. This is just a plain old headphone unit with a single large rear volume, padded to reduce echo. Well, I mean, I say echo, it's probably mostly to reduce external noise. Okay, that's back together. Let's see, is there anything else worth taking apart here? I guess we can see what they got for the like locking mechanism for the headphone cable. Might as well what we got it apart, right? The spring mechanism irritates me on these hinges. I would like them to just hold still. And instead they keep just readjusting. It's like, buddy, I'm trying to forcibly disassemble you safely. Do not fight. Resistance is futile. Let's see, does this come apart easily? It looks like it should. Maybe don't do that. Let me get a closer look in here. It looks like it should just pop out. Maybe it's glued in? I say as I start prying on it. Here, we have proper prying tools. Why am I not using those? Well, I mean, we can't have this. Maybe I can't remove whatever this component is. That would be sad. Yeah, it springs back into place. I think that might be glued. So let's put those screws back in. Or should I take more out first and see if it's glued to this little connector PC board? Come on, little buddy. Those are different screws. Do not mix them up. The whole thing comes out. Wonderful. So this is the device into which the cable locks. And this is the actual jack for the cable. Curious. Well, not really. It looks pretty normal. It does seem a little smaller than I was expecting. I don't think it's a standard headphone jack or anything. I think that might be proprietary for them or something. So, it looks like this has to slot into here. And this whole thing fits together into here. Hopefully. Please. That fits in there. That seems like that's in there. Let's put that back together. Very good. Now this one. So yeah, it's a phenomenon I've noticed in, well, pretty much everything I've taken apart here. They always have these little tiny PC boards in there that just, there's no components on it. It's just jumpers to the other side. And so that's what this board is, because both signals come in here, so it has one going to this driver and one going to there, which presumably goes all the way across to the side. I hope it's not a wire that's this thin going all the way across, because but I mean, it's all in like a plastic exoskeleton. I guess it would be fine. I want to take a look at that spring mechanism in a second. Because I mean, the way the ear cups sort of swiveling around and then like coming back to detents, the way that's set up is actually one of the things I hate the most about these. Because it feels, it's one of the cheapest feeling things ever, that I can just kind of twist it around and it goes the way these. So like, how does this go together? It looks like, oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can zoom in at all. It looks like that's the detent mechanism there, and then the cable just goes through the center of it. So that is a mechanically dense little mechanism there. Let's take it apart. Spring does not seem to be under tension at the moment, which is good. Let me make that in frame. I wonder if this is going to be a nightmare to put back together. Seems like the kind of thing that wouldn't want to hold still. Oh yeah, no, that definitely wants to hold still, actually. Oh yeah, I see. The ends go into little cups there. Okay. So it's just a matter of pressing it into there. All right. Spring. You get a better look at the little detent guy there. Doesn't seem to want to come apart, really. Yeah. Can the foam come out? Yes. A prize. I don't know what I was expecting to be behind it, but that's way less interesting. It's very, very, very dense foam. Like, it looked like a cotton pad, but it feels like like those pads you put under the legs of wooden furniture to be able to slide it around the floor. It's got that kind of vibe to it. Let's see, does this go back in now? Those are the two main questions in my life. Does this come apart? Does this go back together? So far, the answer to both has usually been yes. Oh, that's tricky. careful. Very good. I can't wait to look back at this footage and see how I put everything back together wrong. But I'm pretty sure the detent was the only thing in play here. I don't think the main cable was going underneath the spring. I guess if I hadn't removed the foam pad, I could see the impressions in it, but I mean, what fun is that? So that's together. I mean, props to them for having basically all these screws be removable about the same way. They're pretty much the same size. So yeah, I think that's about all the exploration we've got here. Which way does this go? Hang on. Let's take the other one off. Okay. Okay, yeah, looks like it goes that way. All right. Oh, that would be the other way. Yes, it goes that way. I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay. So yeah, none of these... It's got all sorts of things like that there that just looks like a track for a wire to go to. That's... Is it ported? Is the ear cup actually ported through that little hole? Because it's got a notch there that looks like it doesn't quite line up, but it's of a similar size. It may actually be ported through that little tiny hole. I don't know. That's enough questions asked and answered right now. Let's put this back together. Oop. Nope. Sometimes I really love having the magnetic bit, and sometimes it fights me. I gotta keep looking back at it and be like, oh, nope, it's not on camera. Oh no. So what does everybody think about the awkward silence? I've been digging through the YouTube music library, and I can't really find anything I really like. In fairness, it's because there's so much there. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, finding a song I like. But it's the awkward silence feels more scientific. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comment and like and whatever. I don't know. I guess I should be paying attention whenever YouTubers say that, but I tune it out, which is part of why I usually don't say it. There we go. That's back together. Looks symmetrical. What percentage of this has been on camera? I'll find out when I'm editing it. Yeah, pretty sure that's right. Okay. Oh, I didn't bring the cable. Let me go find a cable. Let us verify that these still work. They sound slightly different. Let's make sure these are tight. There we go. Now they sound the same. Okay, one of them was slightly loose. All right, I'm going to break and go find a cable and an iPod, and I'll put music through them. Let's see. Does the cable still fit? It does. Good sign. Come on, little iPod. Let's go. Come on. You're only like 15 years out of date. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's fine. It seems like they're working. Let me check both are working. Yep, that's stereo. That's good. It doesn't sound particularly weird. I guess I should put the cushions back on while we're all here. Yeah, let's see. I don't think it matters left and right. These things are super weird because they're not round, but it's not like a severe enough oval that they stay put. You kind of pick them up and look at them occasionally, and like it's ovals pointed to the side or something. It's like, oh, that's weird. I mean, it's easy to put them back, so who cares? Eventually, I'm gonna get really good at ear cushions. Yeah, that's on there the way it's supposed to be. And then the test one, I guess I should say the control one. The one I did not disassemble, so that I could see how it went back together. That's right, I planned it, definitely. Very weirdly limited field of movement from these hinges. But like it doesn't feel limited when you're using them. It's just like when you try to maneuver them around and look at them. They're kind of a little bit tricky sometimes. Come on, buddy. Kind of gotta like stretch it out and let the cushion sort of fall into the groove. Otherwise it has unlimited energy for fighting somehow. Okay. That's mostly on there. Why is that still... There we go. That's looking better. And that's back together. Do they both sound the same? I know they both make noise. Which is really most of the battle. But there isn't like a rattle or anything, is there? They sound pretty similar. No weird rattles. Sub bass is ridiculous in these, but yes, there we go. They sound the way they did before I took them apart, and we have got to see inside them, see how they are built, which is kind of weird, but it works really well. As I said, these are very lightweight and at a pretty reasonable cost, so you can't really be mad. I mean, there we go. I hope you have enjoyed following along, watching me get the warranty out of these, because you can't really own something while it's still under warranty. Let's be real here. You got to get that out of there. Hope you have a nice evening. Thank you for watching.